And this is partly, you see this worked out in that wonderful, wonderful passage in 1 Corinthians 13 about love. It's a great poem. It's fascinating in terms of its aesthetic place within that section of 1 Corinthians. Paul has this fantastic picture of the body of Christ in chapter 12. He has this amazing picture of the church at worship in chapter 14. And in between these two, he has this matchless little poem on love, which is itself tripartite and works in a particular way. You can study it, and if you're into literature and poetry, you really just should relish it for what it is, an amazing creation. But people often miss the fact that Paul says there something about the future in relation to the present. And this is back to Aristotle, only now in the Christian key. Paul says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I behaved like a child, I reasoned like a child, but when I became adult, I put away childish ways. Now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know even as also I am known. And then he says, so now these three things abide, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. What has eschatology to do with ethics? What has the new heavens and the new earth for which we long to do with my moral struggles here and now? Exactly this. I'll tell you, love is not our duty, it is our destiny. Love is the language they speak in the new creation, and we get to learn it here. Oh, it's difficult. There are lots of irregular verbs. There's vocabulary that'll be very difficult to get into your head and get your tongue around. But learn it, and one day you'll be singing in it. And faith and hope are pretty much the same. You have to practice them. You say, well, what will we hope for in the future? Hope is not just optimism about something that might happen one day, which would be nice. Hope is total trust that the Creator God is God of the future. We won't stop having that total trust in the new creation. It'll just be a wonderful celebration. God is going to do what God is going to do, and we will be part of it. Faith will be very different in the future. Faith is the utter trust in God, the Creator, the Redeemer. At the moment, that's hard. We have to practice it. Like a difficult sport. I'm a very bad golfer. I often say to people, one of the great things for me about golf is that a bishop has to have at least one thing that he can do really badly and it doesn't matter. But, because most of what I do, got to get it sort of right. But when I have had golf lessons, it's really, I'm told you've got to hold it like this, not like that. It feels so unnatural. And some of you here will be golfers and you'll have gone through that process. And then actually only when you practice it again and again, and I don't have time to do that, but when I do, it gradually, I can see what it would feel like for that grip gradually to become natural, so that I would just walk up to the ball and it would happen automatically. I'm not there yet. Maybe when I retire I'll have more time. Who knows? That'll be the day. But that's what it's like with faith. Faith is hard now. We should expect it to be hard. Our grip isn't something that we just have by nature. You have to work at it and learn how to do it. Let somebody teach you. But one day, we will know as we are known and trust as God then will entrust us with the stewardship of his world.